It's time to get you ready to travel to Walt Disney World for the Christmas holiday season. Let's go over crowds, weather, seasonal happenings, and time changes that are going to change the way you can tour the parks. You ready? Let's go. We're beginning to be able to see the park hours for November. As of recording time, you can only see out until the end of November, but as we get into October, you are going to see more and more of December. Right now, this far out, Disney has just put a blanket time across the board, except for Animal Kingdom, for park opening to park closing, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. This will change. The closer that we get into November and December, especially those weeks for Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, and New Year's week, those hours will drastically change. So don't think at your first look at park hours that it's going to stay that way. So you want to make sure that you are checking now just to make sure there's nothing drastic. Number 2, check about 30 days before you leave. And then number 3, check 2 weeks before you leave, just to make sure that your strategies are still going to be in place and you don't miss like getting there really early when you think you're supposed to be there. The park might have extended its hours like 30 minutes in the morning. So like Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, Epcot will sometimes have a 30-minute extended period in the morning time. But Magic Kingdom specifically will have a lot more hours added towards the end of the night. And this is my favorite time of the year to be able to take advantage of that. Another time change that we're going to have is Happily Ever After, and that is the nighttime fireworks show in Magic Kingdom. On November 13th, the time is going to change to 8 p.m., starting at 8 p.m., and it's roughly about a 22 minute show. This time of the year, whenever Magic Kingdom starts having hours added to their calendar and it's going to start staying open until like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 midnight, depending on the week that you go, after Happily Ever After is a great time to be in the park and get a lot of rides done with a very low wait. So if you have the ability to stay up late, take advantage of being in the park after Happily Ever After and riding rides. I also want to add on to park hours for Magic Kingdom specifically. If you have a park hopping ticket, whenever that first park that you're going to during the day, say you're closing out Hollywood Studios, Epcot, whatever it is, and it closes at 9 p.m. and Magic Kingdom stays open till 10, 11, or midnight, go to Magic Kingdom. Do not think that there is not enough time to get anything done, because I promise you're going to be able to get on a lot of rides during that time frame and not have to pay for lightning lanes, honestly. I went last December, Christmas week, with my son and his girlfriend, and that is one of the strategies that we used for Magic Kingdom. I did not have to, at that time, buy Genie Plus for Magic Kingdom because we had the ability, number 1, to park hop, and number 2, to stay up late and take advantage of that later closing time in Magic Kingdom. So just as you're looking at your strategy, use that to your advantage if you can. For those of you that booked a deluxe or a deluxe villa resort and did it for the extended evening hours, know that during this time of the year, Magic Kingdom gets taken off the calendar. So Epcot will have hours, Disney's Animal Kingdom will have hours, and then also Hollywood Studios will have extended evening hours as well. So just have that as you are looking at the strategies and the different things that you want to do to be able to get everything on your to-do list done. Know that those are the only 3 parks sporadically that are going to have extended evening hours during November and December. Those of you that do not have date-based tickets, and if you are an annual pass holder and you need to make park pass reservations, if you are going to be in Epcot or Magic Kingdom on New Year's Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve for Magic Kingdom, make sure that you get those Park Pass reservations locked in and done. Those Park Pass reservations will fill up pretty quick, so about mid-November usually. And then sometimes Thanksgiving Day as well, Magic Kingdom specifically. So if you are planning to be in Magic Kingdom on Thanksgiving Day and you need to make your Park Pass reservations, go ahead and get that done as soon as you can. And then the last thing in this category, as far as changes in the parks, the only ride right now that is going to be closed for the holiday season is going to be Test Track. So there is nothing worse than getting there, walking up to a ride or an experience that you were talking up or getting excited for, only to find out that it is closed. Now, as of filming this, Jungle Cruise is still closed. It is supposed to be open for the holiday season, but we do not have an opening date as of this moment. So it may still be closed like the first week of November-ish and then reopen with the second week because it's supposed to be on the list for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So again, that first week in November, Jungle Cruise might still be closed. So just keep that in your back pocket as well. During the months of November and December, Mother Nature loves to have a sense of humor. Sometimes, mainly in December, you can have all 4 seasons in one trip. So this is how to dress for the temperatures for November and December. For November specifically, you're really going to see temperatures in the low 80s, 70s, and then sometimes in the evenings and the mornings, you'll see 60s. That's really going to be the basis right there. Rain does taper off a bit. There's still a chance of rain, but it is not as bad as like summer, September, and October. So you are going to be able to, in November, get away with summer type clothes, tank tops, t-shirts, shorts, dresses, that kind of thing. I would still, however, just bring one layer, a sweatshirt, a sweater, just to go over, just to have an extra layer for you, but you can still get away with wearing like shorts in the evening, but having just that one more thicker layer on top, sweatshirt, sweater, really can make the difference. Most of the time, I just have whatever I need wrapped around my waist during the day, or I just put it in my park bag. But for the most part, during November, the weather is absolutely beautiful. Still warm enough in the day, but not super, super hot where you can't even think. And then in the evening, like the temperatures are just chef's kiss. And like I said, Mother Nature loves to have a sense of humor, and that is what December is. You can literally have every temperature or every season in one trip. So if you are going to have weather in the high 70s and the lows are going to be the 60s, you can get away with, and let me backtrack. As I am telling you what to wear in the colder weather, keep in mind that I live in Texas and my weather is about the same as Florida. So cold to me starts getting into the 60s, the 50s, and really into the 40s. That's like cold. So when I'm telling you what to wear, if you're in a colder climate, it may be warm to you. So just keep that in mind as I'm telling you what to wear. But if you are going to have weather in the high 70s and then lows in the 60s, during the day you can get away with a t-shirt and pants. This is where you can really start wearing like joggers, sweatpants, let's see here, jeans, leggings, that kind of thing. But then as soon as the sun goes down, that is when you're going to need an extra layer. You're going to need that sweatshirt, you're going to need that sweater, you're going to need that light jacket for sure. If you are going to have the highs in the 60s and the lows in the 50s, then that is whenever I start putting on just another thin long sleeve layer on top. During the day, if the sun is out, it is comfortable to be in that long sleeve, but once the sun goes down, I am going to need, again, just that extra layer of a sweatshirt, a sweater, or a light jacket. You really can get away with just having a sweatshirt like as your second layer all the way up until the weather's really hit the low 60s. For some reason, Florida 60s just hits colder than any other place. That is the most feedback that I have had whenever I put out like my TikToks and giving advice on what to wear and what to pack. People are always letting me know, boy, I went there and I live in a cold climate, but 60s, that was cold in Florida. And it really is. It's a weird difference. If you are going to have highs in the 50s and the lows in the 40s, and the lowest that I've been to Disney World is in the 40s, that is when I have 3 different layers on. So under my pants, I will have either like long johns on, or I will have leggings as a second layer. Then I will have whatever pants I'm wearing, trousers, joggers, sweatpants, jeans, whatever it is. And then on top, I will have 3 different layers. I will normally have like a t-shirt or like a tank top. Then I will have a long sleeve shirt, and then I will have a sweatshirt on top of that. And then I will also have a jacket as well. When you start getting into the 50s and the 40s, also you need to think about your ears whenever you're riding rides. So like a beanie or earmuffs whenever, you're out and about. Sometimes the wind in Florida is it is not forgiving whatsoever. Also, you want to have gloves on as well as you're walking through the parks. Again, when you're walking through, you just need that extra layer of something over your hands. Another thing that I now have in my arsenal every time I go in December December are hot hands. And they are those little packets that you can keep in your pockets that are warm that you can just like hold on to. And that is a game changer. So my son's girlfriend brought that last holiday season while we were there in December. I cannot tell you how much those helped. So much. Another thing that I want you to put on your pack with you list is if you have kids in strollers, bring a blanket, and not a cheap thin blanket. Bring like a fleece blanket that will fit them. If you are standing still for parades or waiting for fireworks to start, the chill in the air can be quite cold. So you just want another layer for them. If the wind is really strong, then you can put them in the stroller and then put that blanket on top of them, and that just gives them a barrier to not be so cold. So that is what I suggest for outfits whenever you are going in December. When it comes to crowd levels during November and December, they are really going to fluctuate as far as how high they are. They're not at an all-time high fully for the 2 months. So the 1st of November, it is going to be moderate crowds as we're leading into the first Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party. But leading up to Thanksgiving week, that is when you're really going to start seeing an uptick in crowds. Once Thanksgiving ends, about 3 days after that, you're still going to have those really high levels of crowds and then taper off into that first week in December. So for me, that first week in December is like the sweet spot. You're still there right in the thick of the holiday stuff. Everything is done and ready and decorated, but the crowds are minimal. I mean, compared to what holiday crowds are, they're minimal. But then each week after that, the uptick in crowds do begin to happen. And then of course, Christmas week and then New Year's Eve week, high crowds to the max. So if you have been to Walt Disney World before and you are going to be there during a high crowd time, then you need to tack on an extra 15 minutes of getting from place to place because there are that many more people in the parks. So maneuvering through people is going to get a little bit harder. I should say a little bit, it's going to be a lot harder. And then also waiting for your food, tack on another 15 minutes. So make sure you are taking advantage of mobile order. That is going to keep your wait time a lot less as far as like waiting for your food. But if you go up to a place and actually physically order at a window, getting your food is going to take a long time. So just be ready for that. And if you can get your party ready for that, then you'll have a lot more enjoyable experience going during these times, because for a lot of people, this is a bucket list to be there for Thanksgiving week, to be there for Christmas week. It was my bucket list thing to be there for Christmas week and on my birthday, which is the day after Christmas. And I loved every second of it, being in the crowds, being there, all the Christmas stuff. But just knowing whenever you needed to go back to the resort and rest and just take a break from the crowds will absolutely help keep your mind sane. As far as touring the parks and trying to get everything that you want done, of course, Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Single Pass is going to be your best friend. This is going to be the first time that we will see it done during a very heavy crowd period. So none of us have tested out to see exactly what it's going to be like whenever the parks are really crowded and a lot of people are using the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Single Pass. So reports on that to come later. I will say, if you can, take advantage of being in the parks as early as you can. And if Magic Kingdom has really late hours, take advantage of being in Magic Kingdom after the fireworks and getting a lot of rides done during that time frame as well. Crowds do tend to taper off, especially for those families that have little ones. Ride waits are not as bad and you really can get a lot done, especially in Magic Kingdom. Being at Walt Disney World for the Christmas holidays is like no other because of all the special happenings that happen at the resorts and at the parks. So first up, we have Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. That is probably the most popular special ticketed event that happens during this time of the year. The first party will begin on November 8th and run all the way until December 20th. The party starts at 7 p.m. and will run until 12 midnight. With a party ticket, you are able to get into Magic Kingdom as early as 4 p.m. Party ticket prices will range from $169 to $219 depending on the night. When it comes to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and strategizing around it, if you only have one Magic Kingdom day, you need to make sure that your Magic Kingdom day is not on a party night. Magic Kingdom will close at 6 p.m. and all day guests that do not have a party ticket will have to exit the park. That means you will not see Happily Ever After that night. You cannot go to any dining reservations that are after 6 p.m. if you do not have a ticket to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. On the flip side of that, if you happen to have a park hopping ticket, being in Magic Kingdom on a party night is actually a really good time to be there if your only focus is going to be rides. That is going to be a great time to have waits minimally low. Usually they're about like that 45 minutes for like the really popular stuff, Tron, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Peter Pan, and under. And then, yeah, you're going to be able to get a lot done during the day. Again, if rides are the only thing that are really on your list, that's a great time to do it. The next holiday special ticketed event is going to be happening in Hollywood Studios, and it is called Jollywood Nights. This is going to run from November 9th until December 21st in Hollywood Studios. Ticket pricing for this is going to be $159 to $179, varying on the night. This party will start at 7:30 p.m. and you are going to be able to get into the park as early as 6 p.m. with a party ticket, and the event will end at 12:30 a.m. And then one of the biggest things that you need to know about Jollywood Nights is if eating at the Hollywood Brown Derby for Jazzy Holidays is on your list. If you have a party ticket, you need to make sure that you make reservations. That's not going to be a walk-up, and it's not going to be like last year where it was a join a walk-up wait list. So you need to actually have reservations. So if you have a party ticket, when your dining window opens up, you need to make sure that you get those reservations for that in Jollywood Nights event. Now, I will have both of these Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and Jollywood Nights videos coming at you with the full breakdown and everything that you need to know, also strategies to go with it to make sure that you get everything done that you want to. So make sure that you push that subscribe button because that will come at you very soon. I will also be at both of them on opening night and will have videos in real time coming at you as well. So again, push that subscribe button because I have a lot more coming at you for the holiday season. Now, there is still so much Christmas happening for like the day guest, the regular day guest that does not need special ticketed event tickets. So first off, let's start in Disney Springs. Disney Springs is the Disney dining and shopping district. Here you will find what is called the Christmas tree stroll. So Christmas trees will be all throughout Disney Springs, and they will be like over the top decorated. And I mean like to the nines. The Haunted Mansion tree is my favorite Christmas tree. It is very pretty to do during the day. However, my favorite time to do this is whenever the sun starts to go down and all the trees start to light up. Right at that golden hour, if you will, it is just beautiful. Now, the Christmas tree stroll is basically like a scavenger hunt, and it is a free thing that you can do. Every year, though, the station does change of where you get the map to be able to do the Christmas tree stroll. So make sure that you're following me on Instagram, because as those announcements come out from Disney, then I give that to you in real time. Also, of course, a lot of Disney snacks and Disney Christmas themed treats will happen in Disney Springs. Also, Jack Lindsay's Hangar Bar turns into Jack Lindsay's Holiday Bar, and that is also just like their holiday drinks are amazing. And to sit outside on like the patio area overlooking the lagoon in Disney Springs, oh my goodness, it is just awesome. I love having a Disney Springs day, especially like on a rest day or like my arrival day. You are also going to be able to meet Santa here in Disney Springs. Now, it has been on virtual queue in the past. It has not made that announcement as of yet that he will be on virtual queue, but I will keep you in the loop and updated on that. And I usually keep you updated in real time on Instagram, so make sure that you follow me there as I am giving you the information as Disney puts it out. But if you do want to meet Santa, you can do that in Disney Springs as well. The resorts will also get in on the Christmas fun and have just over-the-top Christmas trees decorated to the theme of that resort as well. So do not miss looking at all the Christmas trees at the different resorts as well. So if you do have a rest day and you really just want to soak in everything that there is to see for the Christmas holidays, absolutely resort hop. When it comes to the deluxe resorts, you will start to see gingerbread houses there. Each deluxe resort will have a different kind of gingerbread house that have a different theme. There will also be different themed treats that you can get along with that, like different kind of coffees. So there'll be different kind of treats, things that are dipped in chocolate with candy cane. You'll also be able to buy gingerbread. So the main one that, and also will bring crowds, is going to be Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. That is really where you're going to have like the little market that really has a lot of the things that you can get. Like I said, it can get a little busy with people going in and seeing all the details, but don't forget about the other deluxe resorts as well. I also want to add that if you are an off-site guest and you have like parked your car, you can use Disney transportation to get around. So please get on Disney transportation, visit the other resorts, and visit everything that you can, and looking at all of the Christmas stuff because it's just beautiful. When it comes to decor across the parks, Magic Kingdom is the park that is really going to start first in because of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So you will begin to see everything come up in stages, and everything will be ready by the end of the second week. Now, when it comes to the gingerbread houses though, those start to be ready at all the resorts by the end of about the two and a half week into November. That's when you'll really start seeing everything. The main one that's going to be up first is Disney's Grand Floridian. So just in case you're there at the beginning of November, just know that all the gingerbread houses may not be up for your trip, but Disney's Grand Floridian specifically will be up for you to be able to look at. Epcot is one of my favorite parks to visit during the Christmas holidays because they have what is called Festival of the Holidays. Now, it does not start until after Thanksgiving. The official start date is November 29th, and it will run all the way until December 30th. Now, this is happening in conjunction with your regular park ticket, so you do not need any special ticket to be able to do this. And again, this video and the breakdown of everything about Festival of the Holidays will be coming in another video. But what you can expect is going to be holiday foods. They have what is called a cookie stroll, and you have holiday cookies from all around the different countries. You will also see Santa and how Santa is depicted from each country and the traditions that they have by storytellers. And that is probably one of my most favorite things about Festival of the Holidays. Of course, you're going to have Christmas decor all around the huge Christmas tree, which is going to be in World Showcase. Not to mention, each country is going to be decorated and how they decorate for Christmas as well. And that is just amazing. Another thing that happens with Living with the Land is it gets like a Christmas overlay. So it's going to have like a whole new storyline that it'll start to tell you, and also it'll have lights in there, Christmas lights, not to mention just a few Christmas touches. Something that is new this year is a tour. It is a behind the scenes tour, Glimmering Greenhouses, and it happens in the evening at 6 p.m. and at 7 p.m. And that is going to begin on November 29th and go all the way until December 30th. Tickets will begin going on sale September 30th, and you can find that in the Enchanting Extras whenever you're trying to go in and book it. Now, I know that I just said that Epcot was one of my favorite parks for the holiday season, but Disney's Animal Kingdom, in love. First off, returning this year, Disney's The Merry Menagerie puppets. Oh my goodness. They are so much fun to interact with, and just the whole feeling of coming into Disney's Animal Kingdom, coming over the bridge and going into Discovery Island. You hear the music that is playing, and it's Christmas music, and you see all the adults and all the kids that are interacting with these majestic puppets. They are really just so beautiful, and how the puppeteers bring them to life is just everything. I love it. And as you are walking around Disney's Animal Kingdom, you will also see how amazingly the decor is in each of the countries there. Asia, Africa, oh my goodness, just the attention to detail and what they decorate with is what that they would actually find in that country. So take the time and look at the decor in every part of the different sections in Animal Kingdom. And if you notice in Avatar, you'll see that there are Christmas decorations, but only where like the base camp is, like where they eat, because that is where humans are. There isn't any other kind of holiday decor around Pandora because they don't celebrate Christmas. So that is, again, just another touch of detail. You're also going to find Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy in their Christmas attire in this park as well. At night, this is the one time of year that the Tree of Life comes alive with the Tree of Life Awakenings, and you're actually in the park when it's dark. It is a sweet little show that happens. It's a projection show that happens on the Tree of Life. It will happen usually like when it's fully dark, and it will happen continuously. So this isn't something that you need to try and get your spot for. Many people will just kind of stop in the middle of Discovery Island, stand there, watch the Tree of Life for a little bit, and then move on out of the park, because it usually happens like right as the park is closing. So, but this is the one time of year that we finally get to be in Animal Kingdom and see that show, and it is really breathtaking. Oh, and I cannot forget Santa. Now, you can't meet Santa in Disney's Animal Kingdom. However, he is usually on what is called a flotilla. So around Discovery Island is a river, and he will be on a boat going all the way around, and he will be greeting guests, waving at them, saying holiday phrases as he goes through. And that is just another cool touch, and to be able to wave at Santa as you are in Disney's Animal Kingdom. Disney's Hollywood Studios is decked out in vintage decor, and it is breathtaking. Actually, a lot happens like tradition-wise in Hollywood Studios. So first up, during the day, they do normally have like live entertainment. Like in front of the Chinese theater, they have a little stage right there. Last year they had an a cappella group that was singing Disney tunes, Christmas carols, and it was like almost like a funk pop kind of twist to it. It was really incredible to sit there and just have that ambiance for you in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Another thing that happens in the evening, so like at dusk as it's changing over to night, they have a Christmas tree lighting ceremony. So what happens is Mickey will come over the intercom, count everybody down, say happy holidays, and the Christmas tree will light. Also with that will be like the Christmas balls, and then Gertie, which is over in Echo Lake. That's where that's going to take place. All of that will light up. Again, just another incredible tradition that happens in Hollywood Studios. Sunset Boulevard, though, is going to be like the place to be. So once it starts to get night, what will happen is on the Tower of Terror, you will have what is called the Yuletide projections. And there are usually 4 different little shows and projections that will happen roughly about every 30 minutes, if I remember the timing correctly from last year. Each one will run one after another. And then also what happens after each one of those little shows is it will snow on Sunset Boulevard. Again, just another great ambiance to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, there is nothing that you need to get your spot for, get in line for, or any of that. You can literally just be walking down Sunset Boulevard and just catch a glimpse of it, or just watch the show. Many people will just stop in the middle of Sunset Boulevard and watch the shows and then be on their merry way. So nothing that you really need to just like actually plan for, but it does happen continuously through the night. 3 other holiday happenings now. Santa in this park usually will ride on a car, like in a little cavalcade, and come down Hollywood Boulevard, go around Echo Lake, and then around that area. So usually, like I said, he's just a small little cavalcade. So you'll just see him quickly. He'll ride through, wave, and all of that, and then be done. So he's not an actual meet and greet. At least he hasn't been in the past. Jessie, Woody, Buzz are all decked out in their holiday attire for the Christmas season. So it is really cool to go into Toy Story Land and see the little decor pieces that Andy has put up in the backyard with Christmas twists, not to mention meeting Jessie, Woody, and Buzz in their Christmas attire. Another thing that happens is a certain dining experience, and this is going to be at Hollywood and Vine. So it's called Minnie's Holiday Dine, and it will happen for lunch and dinner. And this is going to be a character dining experience, and the characters are going to be Goofy, Pluto, Mickey, and Minnie, and they are going to be decked out in their holiday outfits. The food is really good, and it is also very loud, but it's a lot of fun. And lastly, we have Magic Kingdom. Now, of course, whenever you think of going to Walt Disney World, you think of going to Magic Kingdom for the Christmas holidays, and Magic Kingdom is going to have like all of that Christmas decor as soon as you come into Main Street, all the way down Main Street and in the hub area. That is really where you're going to feel like all the Christmas feels and just everything, and then have like the Christmas music playing all around you. Of course, you are going to have the Jungle Cruise, which will turn over to the Jingle Cruise, and the corny jokes will become Christmas corny jokes instead of the everyday corny jokes. Returning this year is going to be the Frozen Holiday Surprise, which is a very short, sweet stage show that happens in front of the castle. Usually it's at about 6 p.m. And even on a party night, if you are not going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, they will have the Christmas show at 6 p.m. And then after that, all of the guests will need to leave that do not have a party ticket. So just know that you will be able to see that even on a party night. And there are also two other small things that you can do in Magic Kingdom, and that is going to be in Liberty Square. Number one, you're going to be able to go into the Ye Olde Christmas shop and actually send a letter to Santa. So it's usually sitting up against a window as you enter, and it's going to be a red mailbox. There's going to be like a little basket sitting right there, and it's going to have crayons, a clipboard, so you can write a little letter to Santa, fold it up, and then put it in the Santa mailbox. And that is just another little sweet little tradition, and just to make sure that Santa gets your Christmas list. Also, right outside of the Ye Olde Christmas shop is a sled, and I have seen many families take photos, like their Christmas card photos, on that sled. So many guests will get all dressed up in their Christmas outfits, match, and then get on the sled and take the photo. And that is just another cute little tradition, or just another cute little holiday touch that you can do, and usually only matters at this time of the year. Santa will have a meet and greet in Magic Kingdom, and he is going to be located behind the Ye Olde Christmas shop. There is a gazebo right behind that, and that is usually where his meet and greet happens for you. I have been in Magic Kingdom and around the Christmas tree. That is as soon as you come into the park. Sometimes that does have a small lighting ceremony, but I will say that it doesn't really make a good impact until it is actually like dark at that time. So in November specifically, like the beginning of November, it's still not quite dark enough to like get the oohs and the ahs for it. But just know, especially if you're there in December, as it really does get darker later, that it has more of an impact and more of an ooh and ah factor whenever they do have the small tree lighting ceremony. And for those of you that are actually going for Christmas week, know that everything will change over, like parades, fireworks, all of that is going to change over to what is actually done during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So the daytime parade is going to turn into the Christmas parade. The nighttime fireworks is going to turn into Minnie's Merry Time Christmas Time fireworks show. And then all the rides that have the overlays during the party are going to have the overlays during that week as well. It will also snow on Main Street, which is just so magical. Just to be on Main Street, just twirling in the snow is just amazing. And then I want to end with this. For those of you that are checking off being at Walt Disney World for the Christmas holidays, but you have been before, the expectation and the feeling of walking up during the holidays is totally different. So the first time that I had this experience of going to Walt Disney World for the holidays just kind of like offset me a little bit because I have been to Disney World before. Last year when my son went to Disney for the holidays, he felt the same thing. So I just want you to be mentally prepared for this, and it's not a bad thing, it just feels different. So if you have been to Walt Disney World before, when you walk up to any of the parks, it's the Disney park music that you hear, and that like gets you excited. The butterflies, bringing you back, nostalgic, all of that stuff. Well, the minute November 1st hits, all you hear is Christmas music. And the reason why that's different is because you hear Christmas music at home. So it's not like it's something new. So when you walk up, you're not going to hear, especially like in Magic Kingdom, you're not going to hear all the Magic Kingdom music that just gets those butterflies in your stomach that you're finally here in Magic Kingdom. You hear Christmas music. It's not a bad thing. I just want you to be ready for the different feeling that you're going to have when you are walking up to the parks for the holiday season. And for those of you that are going to Walt Disney World for the holiday season and this is your first trip, know that an off-season trip is totally different. So do not make this trip your one and done. It is a totally different experience going to Walt Disney World when it is not the Christmas holiday season. I have so much more coming at you and breaking down everything that you need to know, strategies and all the offerings in greater detail coming at you in later videos. So make sure that you push that subscribe button as I will be taking you along with me, and I will be there for the holiday season the first couple of weeks in November, and I cannot wait to share all of that with you. I'm Terry with Creating the Magic, and have a magical day.